Hey folks, Tennessee Brando here with MeidasTouch. I have got a clip here of Sarah Palin completely blowing it this close to Election Day, and you got to see it because you're going to be highly entertained. But a little bit of a backstory before I show you the clip. Alaska has one at-large district in the state of Alaska. It was held for nearly 50 years by Representative Don Young, and he passed away earlier this year, so they had a special election to fill his seat. And Sarah Palin lost that election to Mary Peltola, 51 to 48%, and since then she has been running for the election in November, running an absolutely disastrous campaign. And just when you think it can't get any more disastrous, and she couldn't blow it any worse, she says this. Take a look at it, and especially pay attention to Steve Bannon's face at the end.
I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but sometimes you wonder, the people who are actually advising, working on campaigns, you got to wonder if they're really in it for the right reasons, because sometimes they give really crappy advice and effort. So I'm doing a lot of this myself. I'm not going to ask people for donations, though, which ticks off those in my campaign who and other campaigns, because they look at this as a business and they get a cut of funds raised. I don't ask people for money because I've won all the races that I've been in over my life, except one, the big one. And I've done it being outspent 10 to 1 or whatever it is, because, that's just the way I roll, and it's always worked well.
I absolutely love the look on Steve Bannon's face at the end of that clip, because he realizes just how screwed they are. She has said that she's going to be calling her own shot. She's not going to take any more advice from anyone. And he realizes that if that's going to be the case, they're really in hot water now. It's funny to me how that Sarah Palin loves to call herself a maverick. She's a patriot and a maverick, and she's going to go to Washington and fight the liberal establishment. She's going to fight those liberal elitists. But yet she blames the fact that she's now trailing this race on crappy advice from campaign advisors. That's her excuse. But when are Republicans ever going to realize to keep this woman away from a hot microphone? It's like the old saying, it's better to keep your mouth closed and be thought of as an idiot as to open it and remove all doubt. Every time Sarah Palin opens her mouth, she removes all doubt. I mean, I remember back when she first came out as McCain's running mate, there was people saying, wow, man, John McCain has chose a woman to be his running mate. This is a really bold move. And there was people like, hey, this might actually give him a shot. And then she started talking. And I think McCain realized when she started talking that he was in trouble. And I think she's definitely a huge part of the reason why he lost that race, because it was so far out there. I mean, this is a lady who absolutely made Tina Fey's career. Think about this. You go out there and you're just, in the words of the late great Buck Owens, you're just acting naturally, okay? You're just being yourself, but yet a comedian's career gets made imitating your life. And so Tina Fey herself said, I don't have to even, write any of this stuff down. All I have to do is just repeat what she says. A writer couldn't write something this great. So that's what Sarah Palin is, and has been all this time. But I've always said that Sarah Palin, I feel, is the godfather to Trumpism. I really do. I think, they used to call Neil Young the godfather of grunge. I really believe that it was Sarah Palin that kind of lit that flame of politicians buying into conspiracy theories. She's one of the first people to start quoting Alex Jones. I really think that Donald Trump kind of stole her act. I really do, and took it to a new level. And it's a shame that now the Republican Party has just embraced this, and have embraced the likes of Sarah Palin, and that brand of rhetoric has now become the norm for them. So it's going to be an interesting race, and I really hope that Mary Peltola holds on to the seat. It's funny, though, that the division that Palin has caused within this race, because Nick Begich, another Republican who is in the race, they might actually have a shot at this thing if it wasn't for the division that Palin is causing, and this campaign for her has been a disaster. I mean, back in June or July, I believe it was, Palin's ex-husband, Todd, his family actually held an event for Nick Begich. So it's not been going good for Sarah Palin, and now she's going to be calling her own shots. She's not going to be taking any advice from anyone. So you can tell with the look on Steve Bannon's face, he realizes he didn't think it'd get any worse, and it just got worse. But let's hope that Mary Peltola holds on to this seat, because we do not need Sarah Palin to have a position of power ever again in this country. She does not need to be calling the shots or voting on any decision that will affect the future of this country. So, folks, hope you've enjoyed the video. Be sure to click that subscribe button, man, and let everyone know what's going on here at MeidasTouch. Let them know where we're at. Share it with everybody. get the word out there, because MeidasTouch is one of the fastest growing news networks in the country. So until next time, I'm Tennessee Brando. You guys keep tuning back in, and we'll keep telling you the truth.
You know, that's just the way I roll, and it's always worked well.
This November is Rowvember. MeidasTouch just released its brand new collection of Rowvember t-shirts and pins to let the country know what's at stake this upcoming midterm election. Go to store.meidastouch.com to grab yours. That's store.meidastouch.com.